Have you ever spent hours manually cleaning messy data? Maybe you just downloaded a report from a legacy system, or you're prepping a file for migration, and it's full of typos and weird formatting. In the old days, you'd be stuck fixing those errors one by one. It was tedious, and honestly, a total headache. But what if you had a data magician to do the heavy lifting for you? Today, I'm testing Microsoft Copilot in Excel to see if it can be that magician. To really put it to the test, I took this small list of 20 records and intentionally planted 7 traps common data errors to see if it could catch them. But as you're about to see, it actually found 8. Let's dive in and see how it did it. In the real world, you'd usually use Copilot to clean massive datasets with thousands of rows. That's where the real time savings happen. But for today's demonstration, I want you to actually see the before and after clearly. So, we're using this simplified list of 20 records. To test how sharp Copilot really is, I've intentionally planted 7 specific errors in this data. I've highlighted them in yellow so we can keep track of them together. Now, let's see if Copilot can spot them. Here is the exact prompt I'm going to use. Can you check any data problem in this file? In less than a minute, Copilot scanned the entire file and gave me this summary. It doesn't just change things blindly. It actually explains exactly where the problems are and why they need fixing. Let's check the results. As I expected, it found all 7 of the errors I intentionally planted. Good job, Copilot! But wait, it actually spotted an 8th issue that I didn't even realize was there. Can you see it? Right here in the product description. I accidentally typed T and triple E instead of T and double E. I completely missed that typo, but Copilot didn't. Well done. Now that we've reviewed the findings, let's see how easily Copilot fixes everything. Now, let's go through Copilot's suggestions one by one to actually clean the sheet. Instead of just changing everything at once, Copilot has listed a few next actions for me to review. I'm going to start with that typo it caught for me. I'll just type, correct the typo of lemon tea first. In just a few seconds. There it goes. Copilot has scanned the entire table and fixed every single entry where T was misspelled. Perfect. It's handled the logic, and I didn't have to use find and replace once. With the product typos fixed, I asked Copilot to tackle the name column next. In this list, I had a mix of lowercase, special characters, and numbers that usually makes sorting a nightmare. Instead of me manually retyping these or using complex formulas, I just gave Copilot the go-ahead by responding to its question. Watch how it instantly clean across the entire table. Everything is now perfectly capitalized and clean. It's like having a data assistant who never gets bored of the tedious stuff. Next, let's move to the phone number column. Copilot quickly identified a few issues here, like extra special characters that shouldn't be there. It cleaned those up in seconds. But then we hit a tricky one, a phone number that actually had an English letter "to" buried inside it. Now, as a data pro, you have to make a choice. Since there's no way for me or the AI to guess what that digit was supposed to be, I don't want to risk having a hallucinated or invalid number in my system. So, I'm giving Copilot a specific instruction. Make the phone number blank instead. Just like that, it cleared the invalid data, leaving me with a clean, reliable list. It's better to have a blank cell than a wrong one. Then, let's look at the value data. The transaction numbers, product ID, and quantities. For the transaction IDs, one was accidentally stored as text instead of numbers, which usually breaks your VLOOKUPs. I simply told Copilot to fix the transaction number that it suggests. For the product IDs, Copilot spotted an inconsistency of one line of orange T dot. Instead of showing product ID equal to 55555, it shows as T 5555 instead. I asked Copilot to fix it. Then, there was the quantity column. I had an entry where I typed English words TWO instead, like numeric 2. Because that's a mix of text and numbers, Excel can't sum them up. Copilot recognized this immediately, stripped out the text, and converted everything back into pure numbers so we can actually run our calculations. So, every data problem Copilot discovered is now resolved. Is that the end? Am I satisfied yet? Not quite. I spotted 2 more pro tricks we can use to make this list look even better. First, I'm asking Copilot to handle the formatting. I'll just say, change the column type to currency for unit price and total amount. And second, remember those phone numbers we cleaned earlier? They're technically correct now, but they don't look great on display. I'm asking Copilot to fix it also so they are easy to read at a glance. Within seconds, the numbers are formatted, the currency is set, and our messy legacy data has been transformed into a professional, ready-to-use report. And there we have it. In just a few minutes, our messy legacy list is completely transformed. But here's the best part. Copilot doesn't just leave you guessing. It actually generates a summary report of every single change it made. You can see exactly which typos were fixed, which formats were standardized, and even the reasoning behind the 8th error I didn't even know I had. It's clean, it's professional, and most importantly, it's accurate. If you're still cleaning data the old-fashioned way, it's time to let the magician take over. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.